Hello YouTube. This is an unusual setting for a YouTube video. Most of my videos, as you will know, but the people here will not know, most of my videos are made walking through woods or walking in fields. And for the benefit of the people in this room, I'll show a very short one of those in a minute. But as you can see, I'm not in a field or walking my dogs in the woods right now. I'm in Central School of Speech and Drama. This is Gareth. And I'm speaking to live bodies sharing the same space-time with me, as opposed to my YouTube friends, that's you lot, who share different spaces and different times with different people. I don't know how many people there are in this room, a dozen, something like that. Most of my videos, most of you, I don't know how many there are of you watching this video, there tends to be about 200 or 300 over the first week, and then it peters out. But I know there's about 6,500 of you subscribed to my channel, so I don't know. Why do you subscribe if you don't watch my... Anyway. I'm going to get up and walk around. I'm going to get up and walk around because I'm so used to making videos walking that it feels very weird talking and holding a camera whilst not mobile. If it gets irritating, it won't get irritating for you because you're used to it. If it gets irritating for you people, please do stop me. I'll just spend the first couple of minutes just explaining a little bit. Oh, this is really imbalanced as well. I'm all to the side of the room. I'm not on the side of your room. I'm right smack in the middle of the screen. But for you, I'm at the side of the room. Sorry about that. I'm just going to play a video. You've seen it before. You can do something else for 3 minutes. I'm just going to play a video just to give you in the room a flavour of what they usually look like. I've been doing it for about 3 years. It initially started out as walking the dogs, really. And it was the only time I had to think. I was in the closing stages of my doctorate. And 2 children. You know the story, full-time job. The only 45 minutes in the day is the 45 minutes before the kids get up, and that's the time when you walk the dogs. So you take notebooks with you, that's what I do. That's what I did. And then lost the notebooks, and that was a bit of panic. So started voice recording on my mobile phone, and then the sound quality was shit. The sound quality was shit on my old mobile phone. So I started video recording for some reason. Video recorded better sound quality, who knew that? But my old Sony Ericsson phone used to do that. And then, of course, I got paranoid in case I lost my phone, which I did on one occasion, and found it. I was like, Christ for that, all those minutes of cognitive procedures have been saved for posterity. So I thought I'll put them in a place where they won't get lost. So I'll put them on Tinternet. So I put them on YouTube without really being a community member of YouTube. I just thought it was like Photobucket or something, you know, a Tumblr, one of those kind of sites. So I stuck everything I did on YouTube, and then kind of unbeknownst to me at first, a community kind of formed itself around it, or appendages from existing communities kind of found these stray videos of me walking my dogs, and I got to know people very well indeed. So I'll just play just so you see what they look like. You know, I'm wearing the same boots. I've got the bun on my boots from Cornwall from yesterday, walking the dogs, making the video before this one or something.
This park in Cheshire again, I'm surrounded by...
I live in Cheshire, but I work in Cornwall. That's a commute, You know about that.
Purely immersion from human processes. But yeah, trees and stuff. So, I was watching this video with Slavoj Zizek.
Sorry about all that.
I'll put a link.
This is the one called Dancer at the Beginning of Time. You've seen this one before, yeah?
It comes the nearest to expressing what I would like to be able to express.
I'm going to stop this now. I'm going to stop this now because obviously this is available online. I'll give you the URL if you're really interested. But it's fairly typical of the content. I've read something, or I've watched something on TV, or somebody said something to me, and I'm trying to find a way to process it and kind of line up the ducks of that idea with the other ducks, and then shoot all the ducks with the same, you know, that metaphor. Kind of do that. So I go for a walk with my dogs, and the dogs run off, and I follow the dogs, and I talk about Slavoj Zizek in this case, or whatever's going on in my mind, or I talk about a film I've seen, and try and engage with members of the community who want to engage with me. But of course, they're all engaging long after I've walked the dogs, because I've got back, I've had my cup of coffee, I've uploaded it, I've gone to work. 2 days later, somebody in Texas or somebody in Australia or wherever has posted a response to my Zizek video, or has made a comment on my video about neuroscience or performance or whatever I'm talking about. And so this odd community is fractured and asynchronous. And And people are walking in different fields to me. So that's what they look like. That's what they look like. You know that. You know that already. These people in this space don't know that. So anyway, that's how it started. I started out as just a kind of archiving process. And then it became part of my life, really. But this is the first time I've spoken about it in public. And it's really, really weird. I've prepped you, because I've spoken about how I was going to speak about this in public. So I've prepped you, my friends. But it feels very strange. When I make YouTube videos, I'm not nervous at all. Because, hey, it's safe. You know, what can these people do? They're 3,000 miles away. They're 4,000 miles away. They're 150 miles away. I don't even know their surnames. I don't know their real names. I just know their usernames. I just know Ujima Flipper. And I just know Mel's Basket Case. And I just know Emendum. And I just know hundreds of these people. I don't know where they live, really. I don't know anything about them. They can't hurt me, but you can. So I'm a bit nervous as a consequence. Those people on the other side of the world, the heavy metal fan. I've got a small cadre of heavy metal fans in Texas who follow my videos, and I don't know what I know the origins, because I made a video about flying saucers, and just because I'd heard on this radio show on Kerrang Radio, which broadcasts out of Birmingham, and I listened to Kerrang Radio as I come through Birmingham. I'm away from Cornwall to Cheshire. Every time I come through Birmingham, I tune to Kerrang Radio and listen to that. And there used to be a guy on Kerrang Radio called Nick Margerison, who's not on there anymore. And he did a phone-in show in which he was talking about UFOs. And I mentioned that in the following video. I was walking through my dogs through this field in Cheshire here, talking about flying saucers and talking about how do people believe strange things like that? How do people make sense of the world by making little fictions about UFOs, if you believe there are fictions? Anyway, Nick Margerison heard about this, put it onto his Twitter feed that I was doing it. His main audience is 14-year-old heavy metal fans, because he broadcasts on Kerrang Radio, and out of that a whole swarm of heavy metal fans started watching this 50-year-old guy walking around fields in Cheshire with his dogs talking about neuroscience. What kind of an audience am I dealing with here? But there's not just 14-year-olds in Texas. There's also yourself, Gary, who's probably one of my closest friends on YouTube, who lives in New Jersey and says fuck and cunt a lot. And I enjoy my interactions with Gary because I get to say those words too, and it's great. But there's many other people I know very well, and have ways of talking to you people that are very different to the way I'm talking to you people. And it's something to do with the fact that I'm not scared of these people. And I am slightly scared of you people, because you could come up here and hit me any minute, couldn't you? Or you could embrace me, or you could slap me. Hope you don't. But there's something about that which makes it very different. I know these people on YouTube. I know that they're that community of friends, but I kind of only know them through my eyes, and they can't touch me. And it's a very visual community, and because I only know them through my eyes, and they're never going to share the same space and time with me, and they'll never slap me or embrace me. That I can be very free with those people. These people, you people, know things about me that you don't know, although I might tell you in a minute. But certainly my colleagues don't know at work, and some of my family doesn't know. I share things with you that my family don't know about, which is really interesting. I've told these people on here, I've told you on here about my tattoo collection. I have a collection of tattoos, some of which are in intimate places. You know about that, and you know exactly what they are. But you'd never guess to look at me, would you? And I don't tell my colleagues at work that. I think that would be the end of a promising career, Gareth. We shall see. But I've told them other things. I've told them about my first marriage and how that fell apart, and I've told them about my child from my first marriage, who I'm estranged from and I would never see for decades. And of course, that's not something I would ever bring to the table in the academic community. Why would I do that? Because we don't bring ourselves to the table in academic communities, because it's like this, it's a bit scary. And my heart is going so fast right now. And it never goes fast when I'm walking the dogs, even when I'm climbing hills. So that's a bit weird, isn't it? So I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about what this all means, and what's the relationship between these things? What's the relationship between this community of eyes looking through camera lenses and eyes looking at screens? What's the relationship between that community, this weird community connected by visuals, and this community here, which, yeah, we're looking at each other, aren't we? But there's always the possibility we could touch one another. and hurt one another and penetrate one another's skin and nourish each other in ways which are beyond the surface of the skin. So it's always there's something different there, and there's something parallel there. I think about the different kind of sensory engagement and sensory potentials that we have as sacks of skin sharing space-time, as opposed to you and I, which are just pixels sharing little beams of light that are going into our eyes. There's something about those relationships. And I think, certainly in this community, this is a community when I leave my skin, I try to leave my skin behind because it's too scary to bring my skin into this room. And it's too scary to let myself be touched and embraced by you lot. And I can feel how scary it is, and there's millions of years of evolution putting the fight or flight in me right now because this is too close to be to a crowd. So I think I would escape from this. I think I would escape from this by using very particular ways of talking to you. I would leave myself out of the equation if I was going to talk to you. I would become an academic if I really wanted to feel safe in this room right now. I wouldn't use the I word, because the I word is too scary to use in public, in this kind of public, because you lose credibility using the I word in academic circles, don't you? I would not say myself in this context, because I would be too vulnerable. I would do what Thomas Nagel talks about, and try to adopt a view from nowhere, as if there is no I looking out, as if there is no I at the centre of this being. There is just some kind of amorphous being that you can't touch and embrace and potentially hurt. I would do that if I was being an academic, even one that's standing as far away to the side as possible. And even though I'm positioned right in the centre of the frame, to 6,000 other people, perfectly safely. So I can leave the I out here. If I wanted to be safe here, I would be academic. I would probably sit behind that desk. I would not use the word I, and I would talk in objective terms. I might use what Donna Haraway refers to as the God trick and float above you, trying to claim some kind of ethereal objectivity on these languages, as if I'm not participating, as if I'm not involved with you all here, like I'm involved with you all there. You know, that's what I would be kind of doing if I wanted to feel safe in this community. I don't need to feel safe with you people on YouTube. I don't need to do that. I don't need to leave my eye out. I don't need to pluck my eye out and throw it away in order to feel safe with you people. Because these people are pixels and they're dots of light and they're in Texas and into heavy metal music. And they're doing house repairs in New Jersey and they're sitting in a mobile home in Maryland waiting for the next YouTube video to come down because that's their life. It's a very different kind of community and it's a very different kind of safety. And I can put my eye back in here, strangely. I can be very vulnerable because no one's going to hurt me there, whereas of course they might here. I can kind of feel time weighing on me now, because the funny thing, you may not know this about YouTube, but YouTube used to have a time limit of 10 minutes. You weren't allowed to make more than 10 minutes. So I'm guessing I've been talking for about 10 minutes, because I can kind of feel 10 minutes weighing on me, because I've made so many videos, I can kind of feel when 10 minutes comes along, I can feel the arc of 10 minutes starting to crest. And then it went up to 11 minutes, and then about a month ago it went up to 15 minutes. So now it's that weird 5 minutes at the end of a YouTube video, when you've got yourself used to what time and space feels like in this weird asynchronous eyeball to eyeball, thousands of miles apart contact. I've got this 5 minutes now. What I usually do now if I'm walking my dogs is I show the scenery, so I'll do this. And I'll say, look at these beautiful trees. Look how beautiful the trees are. Look at the sky. I often point the camera straight at the sky. You know this, don't you, YouTube friends? I point the camera straight at the sky. Ideally, I'll be in the middle of trees. I'll be in a country park in Cheshire. Or now, because I spend some time in Cornwall, I'll be in a country park in Cornwall. And I'll be pointing the camera at the sky, and there'll be a ring of treetops around the frame, with a little hole of sky just in the middle of the frame. That's what I'm looking at right now. And my last 5 minutes have kind of devolved into those kinds of moments of, oh, that's pretty, look at that. Look at that. And that becomes a set of other ruminations about why we look at things and why we find things beautiful. And why it's important to find things, if it is important to find things beautiful. according to my camera, I've been talking for 14 minutes and 57 seconds. I've got to stop now.